Okay, so I'm really honored to be here. Doug asked me to share my predictions, and I have to say that first off, those of you old enough to know who Yogi Berra is, I love his quote, "It's difficult to make predictions, especially about the future." Ha ha ha, did you get that? Okay, yeah, so anyway, that's my opening line. And so just take that with a grain of salt. It's interesting to make predictions, so we'll see where these go. Okay, so I'm gonna jump right in. First one is AI will dominate, especially in ag tech. I think that's a pretty exciting space. The food industry is really evolving. I know we've talked about ag tech a lot, but I think in 2020 we're going to see a lot of really exciting things happening. Really with the focus of bringing healthier, more diverse and flavorful food at a lower cost. Lots of exciting things happening there. On a related note, I just wanted to share with you, for all you tech people out there, which you all are, is the top tech jobs for 2020 according to LinkedIn are, here's a few: AI specialist, top of the list, robotics engineer, data scientist, full stack engineer, cybersecurity specialist, and cloud engineer. So all those people out there in the audience that have those skills, you're rocking. Okay, next one. Big breakthroughs will happen in cannabinoids related to health. Okay, I know this isn't directly tech, but I think it's really exciting. There are so many interesting things that are happening in this space. There's like 70 to 120 different kinds of cannabinoids. Who knew? So we all talk about CBD, but there's all these other types, and there's over 700 types of terpenes. So there's so much we don't understand about this plant, and I think we're going to see a lot of evolution and discoveries happen in 2020 that will bring all kinds of these bioactive molecules to the forefront, and I think it's going to be really exciting. So stay tuned on that. Okay. Plant-based diets. Okay, I'm one of them. But I think they're going to make major strides this year. And I think it's going to have a huge economic impact. We've already seen that with dairy farms closing. There's not as much dairy being required and demanded in the market these days. There's all sorts of alternative dairy products. So we're going to see some good things happen economically as a result of that. And we're going to see some really cool things, good things and bad things. I think some of the cool things are more and more innovations around plant-based meats. There's these really tricky things that are happening around cell-based salmon and stuff. I mean, stay tuned. It's gonna be ripping. Okay. So, climate change will become climate crisis. I don't think we really need to say any more about that. I mean, just look south at Australia, and we know that our entire continent is burning right now. So it's not going to be one of these issues that you kind of talk about every now and then at a cocktail party. It's going to be super in the front, and we're going to talk about it all the time. It's going to affect everything, our economy, everything. We're actually using this as a theme for our upcoming Regional Economic Summit on April 29th. We're going to have a whole panel talking about the economic impacts of climate change. So obviously super, super pertinent. So that wasn't a stretch to make a prediction around that. Okay, this one is for my transportation geeks out there in the audience. Car-free zones. I think we're going to see a lot of really innovative things happening, not only in temporary ways that we're going to try to do without cars like we do with our open streets here in Santa Cruz, but also more permanent decisions around car-free zones, so stay tuned for that. More cities following Berkeley's and San Jose's lead will require building electrification EV-capable parking. I won't really go into a lot of detail, but we're going to see a lot of really cool stuff happening in this whole space this year. That is really going to galvanize and accelerate the market around cost-effective technologies for electrification for heat and for hot water, and which will drive more cost-effective housing. Hello, we need that. Okay, so that's exciting. And speaking of housing, more innovative models in housing deployed and scaled. Again, I won't go into a lot of detail, but stay tuned. There's a lot of cool things. Watch this space and how we deploy existing inventory and new ways that we're going to be building houses. I think that's going to be really exciting. And BEP is really involved in this space, obviously, and it moves glacially, housing. But I think we're going to see some leapfrogging stuff happening in 2020. That's my prediction. And Generation Z will drive market and workplace changes. I think we're seeing a lot of that already. I think that's going to get even more intense this year. They're digital natives. They're demanding better and easier to use technology, more flexibility in the workplace. We're going to hear a little bit about that from Joe. And especially with all the stuff around climate change and transportation, we're going to see a lot of cool stuff happening around acceptance and transparency in the workplace, which is a shout out to what you're going to hear from LeBaron. So I think we're going to see a lot of trends that are going to be influenced by our Generation Z folks that are a lot of you here in the room. Okay, this is a big one. This is a leap. I'm sorry, I had to go there. There will be a woman in the White House. It won't be a president, I don't think, but I'm calling it now. I think we're going to have a VP for the first time ever. I'm just saying. That would be pretty cool. Okay, and last but not least, you got this whole thing. Those of you old enough. This is like the Dave Letterman top 10, right? Okay, I didn't think I had to tell you that. Okay, this is for Doug. There will be a U.S. surfer that will medal at the Tokyo Olympics this year. Woo-hoo! And she will be on the cover of a box of Wheaties. Woo-hoo!
Thank you, Kate Roberts. MBEV is actually co-presenting this event, so let's give it a round of applause for MBEV. Love the work we do.